Western Union rival Zeps lays off 26% of employees as fintech cuts continue. Zeps has a total head count of around 1,600, meaning the cuts translate to about 26% of its workforce. Zeps said it was implementing what it called workforce optimization to account for duplication of roles following the combination of Sendwave with WorldRemit under one parent company. Vodafone shares dropped 7% after record 11,000 jobs cut as CEO says telco must change. Vodafone shares fell more than 7% on Tuesday, after the British telecommunications firm announced plans to slash a record number of jobs and forecast flat profit growth. Vodafone said it would cut 11,000 jobs over 3 years, out of a total headcount of just over 100,000. That is the largest round of reductions made in the company's history, Reuters reported. Home Depot posts worst revenue miss in about 20 years, lowers forecast as consumers delay big projects. Home Depot missed revenue expectations and lowered its fiscal year sales forecast. Chief Financial Officer Richard McPhail said customers are buying fewer big-ticket items, such as patio sets and grills, and taking on smaller home improvement projects. Morgan Stanley weighs cutting 7% of Asia investment bank jobs. Bank may cut over 40 bankers in region, mostly China-focused. Morgan Stanley is considering a 7% cut in its Asia-Pacific investment banking workforce, with China taking the biggest hit as deteriorating relations with the U.S. and weaker economic growth curb deal-making, people familiar with the matter said. Famed short seller Michael Burry loaded up on regional banks during the first quarter, including First Republic before it was bought by JPMorgan Chase and Company. His hedge fund, Scion Asset Management, snapped up 150,000 shares of the failed lender, worth about $2 million at the end of the first quarter, according to regulatory filings. First Republic's shares had fallen more than 97% this year before it was seized by regulators and sold to JPMorgan in a government-brokered deal on May 1. Scion also bought 250,000 shares in PacWest Bancorp, whose stock has slumped almost 79% this year amid the broader turmoil in the sector. The fund acquired 125,000 shares of Western Alliance Bancorp during the quarter. The bank's stock is down about 48% this year. Burry also added 850,000 shares of New York Community Bancorp, which has climbed about 20% in 2023 after hitting a year-to-date high earlier this month. Other banks Scion scooped up during the quarter were Capital One Financial Corporation, 75,000 shares, Wells Fargo and Company, 125,000 shares, and Huntington Bancshares Incorporated, 184,900 shares. Dimon says JPMorgan is unlikely to buy more struggling banks. JPMorgan Chase and Company is unlikely to purchase additional regional lenders struggling through the industry's current turmoil, Chief Executive Officer Jamie Dimon said.
Is there anything else that you'd be buying? I mean, some of the smaller banks fall,
no,
a fund.
That's it. No. I mean, we're going to have a lot of blowback on having bought this one, but it was the right thing to do, but we'll get the blowback. But again,